Let's talk the Boogeyman. This film, though it's rated PG-13, it's actually scary. I think the distribution of the jump scares in this film are perfect. Sometimes it gets a little predictable with the jump scares, but I love how it really does still scare you. And this was very interactive. I was in a screening that had it was packed, almost sold out. There were a couple of young voices there that I think this film might have been too scary for them. But it's very interactive. People were yelling at the screen. They clapped in one of the after one of the scenes. Is you can hear people jumping and frightened. It's a really good one. I love this new renaissance of horror that we're in. Speaking of which, Rob Savage, who directed this film, he actually did a great movie that I liked last year. It's called Dashcam. I know a lot of people didn't respond to it, but I actually liked it. It was funny, it was scary, and it was, those new interactive style screen share films that are becoming so popular. It was in that style and aesthetic. I think that he did a great job with that film. I didn't see The Host. I know he directed that film too. I haven't seen it. I said I would. I didn't. But this one, I think he did a great job. The material was great. This is an adaptation of a short story by Stephen King. It was written by A Quiet Place franchise writers Brian Woods and Scott Beck, and co-written by Mark Heyman. I think the performances were great. I don't know why Chris Messina is uncredited in this film, but he played the dad, and the two young actresses were exceptional. I think they did a great job elevating the tension, keeping it very intense. I think they did an exceptional job elevating the tension, keeping the jump scares and the building of the horror very intense. I think they did a great job with the physical acting, the facial acting. I think they did a tremendous job. I did enjoy watching them. The story is, your typical fare. They were grieving the loss of their mom, and had conjured this boogeyman who is afraid or only appears in the dark. So they had to keep light around them and there's a deeper story to that, but they had to keep light illuminated to keep the boogeyman away, or in the dark face their fears. Basically, that's the basic story. I think they did a great job. That if you want to see something that's scary, this film is going to scare you. Now, does the ending get a little PG-13ish? It does. I would have preferred that this film were rated R, because I want real horror. I want to be scared. This one is very PG-13, although there are some jump scares that really, they were intense. But it's PG-13. I actually think this would be a great film to stream, like for, girls' night in, or a slumber party, or, family gathering around for movie night. I think this is one of those films. You cut the lights off, you're watching it on the big screen, you can have a really good time. But to sit in the theater with people you don't know, and it's interactive and they're screaming and jumping out of their seats, I think that's fun too. But I think you're going to have just as good a time watching it at home with family or friends. All in all, if I were to rate this from 1 to 10, I would give this a 7. This is a solid horror movie. The characters are somewhat relatable. They felt realistic and not like picturesque. They felt like it was realistic. Now, some of the story is sacrificed, like Chris Messina, who's weirdly uncredited in this film. He plays the dad. he goes missing for a good 10 minutes. And you know, there's some gaps, there's some plot holes in the story, but overall this is a solid horror movie that I highly recommend. If you get a chance this weekend, after you've seen everything else, I know Across the Spider-Verse is going to be released also this weekend, but if you're game to see another movie after you've seen Across the Spider-Verse, this is a good one. At any rate, The Boogeyman will be released in theaters this weekend.